Hey guys, it's Z from Build the Business You Love. And today we're just going to be talking a little bit about brainstorming and business ideas. I have so many people who come to me and they're like, okay, well, I want to start a business, but I don't even know what I want to do a business in. I have no idea what type of business I want to have. Right. So for those people, this video is for you. Okay. And this video is basically to teach you how to brainstorm so that you can come up with a business idea that's feasible to you and that is a business that you can be committed to because it's going to be based on a business that you love, right? Hence the name of my business, Build the Business You Love. So we're going to try to have you create a business idea that you love. Okay. Now, one of the things that I want you to do is to identify your interests and your passions, right? It is so important when you are interested in doing a business that you like, right? You have to do a business that you like. Otherwise, it's really easy to give up. You have to be committed, especially if this is like your first business. We all know, right? If this is your first business, you have to be really morning, noon, night, right? The research, the learning, the finances, the time that goes into it. It can be really overwhelming. So you really have to love what you do, okay? This can't be like something that you just kind of is fly by night, right? We don't want that. We want a business that you love, that you're passionate about, a business that you're willing to commit to long term. So make sure that you're interested in the particular business, right? So I want you to identify some interests and passions that you are, that gets you going, right? That's the first thing that I want you to do. Next, I want you to ask yourself, does your idea solve a problem? What problem are you solving by presenting this service, this product, whatever it is that you decided that you wanted to do? What problem are you solving? And with this, you can really come up with taglines, and it can really help you to come up with your target market and to understand who you're wanting to serve once you understand the problem that you're trying to solve. The next thing I want you to look at is market research and competitor analysis. Now, the last thing I want you to do is to get into a business that isn't, financially viable because you have a bunch of competition out there. That's not to say that, you know, there aren't a million types of breads, there aren't a million types of chocolate candy. I just want you to understand that it may be a little bit harder in some areas than others as far as ease of entry into a particular industry, right? So I want you to consider doing some market research, some competitor analysis to kind of understand where you would fit into that puzzle. I want you to look at innovative ideas that already exist. I tell people all the time, there. I had looked at a business a little while ago, a couple years ago, when they're making millions of dollars, and it's so simple. It's basically just you guys remember in like the 1800s where they would seal the envelope with the wax with the stamp. It's a stamp and wax business. They didn't come up with anything that was innovative. They didn't come up with anything that was new. This was something that was already existing, and they just kind of made it their own, right? They came up with different packaging and some cute ideas. It could really make for a really cute gift, right? And now this business is flourishing. It's doing really well, and was a really simple idea. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? It could be something that is already in existence, something that had been in existence previously, and you kind of just bringing it back to light, and that's okay too. So I don't want you to look at these ideas like, oh, someone else has done it, these are old. Take these things into consideration if it's what you want to do. um, Start brainstorming. Sit down, turn the TV off, turn the phones off, really block out the distractions, and try to get your brainstorming going. Have a few sessions, right? And then you can actually brainstorm with other people and get feedback from those other people and ask people what you think about this, or would you purchase this? How much would you pay for this? And one thing I want you to keep in mind with doing this is sometimes you might have some haters. Okay. So let's be real, right? Asking people about your passions because it's your passion and not theirs, they may not understand the assignment. Okay. So make sure that, the people that you're asking have your best interests at heart, and that you feel comfortable with them. And just because it's something that they don't feel that will work, if they say it doesn't work or can't work, that doesn't mean that you should just throw the idea out of the window. Okay, so that's something to consider as well. I want you to prioritize and choose some good business ideas that you feel that is feasible for you, that you feel that you can kind of work through, that you feel that you can manage. And I want you to start writing those ideas down, okay? Just from the top of your head. What makes sense to you? What's some things that you can actually see yourself doing, okay? And then there's the execution. And honestly, that's the hard part. The execution, trying to just get it done, right? Sitting down and saying, okay, how can I make this financially viable? How can I make this, create a strategy? How can I create a plan and execute, right? The implementation part. For a lot of people, the getting up and doing, that's the hard part. So you need to focus on yourself and work on yourself mentally, work on your motivation, find out what your why is, make sure that, you understand it's not just for money. A lot of times it's, for your freedom, it's for, to serve as you being able to do what you want to do with your time, right? It's not necessarily money. It usually is not money. So, but I want you to make sure that you're going out, and once you have this idea, you're fully executing them to the best of your ability, using the strategies, you making sure that you've done your research, making sure it's financially viable, financially sustainable, and, going out and doing the thing, right? One thing I don't want you to do is get a business idea based off of trends. I know someone recently, I saw a TikTok who a girl, she purchased hundreds of, poppets, those poppet those toys with you just push in the little thing, and she can't get them sold. So because that was like trendy, it was a trend, and she may have been late in purchasing them, or getting hold of that trend. I have no idea what happened there, but make sure that you're not just doing it because it's trendy. Make sure you're doing it because it's something that you really love doing. It's based on your passions, because trends go out. I remember it was a guy, he purchased, remember the fidget spinners? He had so many fidget spinners, and they kind of just, people kind of phase them out. But now you have all these fidget spinners and no one to purchase them, right? So make sure it's not a trend and it's something that you'd like to do. The next thing you could do if all else fails, guys, is go to AI. Okay, you could always use things like ChatGPT, of course, right? To go and ask them, hey, could you list 20 business ideas for someone who is blah, 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 blah. And you would put in characteristics of yourself. You could put things like name 10 business ideas for a single mom who is interested in Pinterest, basket making, and creating. Something like that. You would put in your interests and see what AI spits out. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you that it doesn't always give you the best answers, but it may give you, one or two that you can put on that list. So here's your assignment and things I want you to think about. I want you to think about your own interests, your own hobbies, your own passions, and I want you to write them down. Okay. I want you to write down at least 20 of them, just out from the dome, from your head. Okay. Things that you're interested in, not necessarily a business, but just your hobbies, what you're interested in, what your passions are. And then I want you to go to ChatGPT and put in those interests, like I just mentioned before, and ask what's 15 good ones. and kind of sort those out. Okay. Then I want you to cross off all the ones that you can't do now. If you can't do them now because you can't afford them, they're not feasible, it's not making any sense, cross them out immediately. Cross them out. I want you to cross out all the ones that you can't do right now, you don't want to do right now, it doesn't make any sense to you. Get down to that top 5, okay? After that, I want you to cross out two, and then you'll be down to 3, okay? After you cross out the 2 that, can wait, maybe, you can put them on a back burner, whatever the case is, you'll be down to your last 3. These things are your top 3, okay? And then I want you to cross out one of those that you think that you can do without. Cross out the one that you think you can do without, and then you'll be left with 2. Finally, that last one is going to stick out like a sore thumb. Okay, it probably starts sticking out like a sore thumb when you're down to the last 3. But this is just the process of elimination and helping your brain to really accept, what your interests are, and how you want to go about it, doing it, and what type of business you're interested in. Because our minds will play tricks on us, right? We'll be sitting there thinking, yeah, I want to do, I want to be a soccer coach. I want to do this and I want to do that. And it's like, do you love soccer? No. But I really want you to be honest with yourself. This is between you and you, okay? So I want you to be honest with yourself, and I want you to be able to write these things down so that, you have a clear understanding of the interest that lies within you. This has nothing to do with your mother or your cousins or your family members. This is just for you. And be honest with yourself when you're writing down this list, okay? So that one last thing will stick out as a sore thumb. It'll be something that you can do now. It'll be something that you can afford to do. It'll be something that's feasible. It'll be something that you're interested in, that you're passionate about. And I want you to just go ahead and just think about trying to pursue that thing, right? Not legal advice, of course, but think about, how you can go out to pursue that thing. And this is your assignment. And let me know in the chat, guys, what you guys decided to do, right? When you're trying to get your interests and your passions and your hobbies going, and you're being 100% real with yourself, that's the hard part. So once you've done that, I want you guys to go ahead and put it in the chat what you guys decided to do, okay? I am coming out with the course probably in the near future, called the Small Business Startup Roadmap, where you can build your business in a week. It's really beginner friendly, and it really goes into things that people don't think about when they are going into business. It really has a motivating, it has a parts that you can that helps you basically generate, what you need to be able to get your business started. So things like, turning your passions into a business, finding your great idea, finding your niche. Then it goes into trying to discover your business name based on that. Trademarking basics, business address setup, and business structure and operation agreements. It talks about EIN numbers and DUNS numbers and how you can go about getting those things. I know someone who has personally paid $3,500 for a free EIN number. So how to go about doing these things and getting these things. Also, state licensing and permitting, right? The requirements for taxes, how to open up a business bank account, things that they really didn't teach us in school, okay? Website options, CRMs, and social media for business. This course will be affordable, and it's really out there for people who are newbies, who know nothing about business but want to try to get into business, or even if you currently have a business but you know something is missing, okay, and you're trying to figure out exactly what it is that's missing. This course will be for you. So I'm Z from Build the Business You Love. Be sure to go to buildthebusinessthelletteryoulove.com, buildthebusinessyouLove.com, and check out some of the courses and templates and e-guides. I'm trying to trickle them in, guys. This is a new website, so I'm trying to put all these things in slowly. So bear with me, but they're coming, and I hope some of these courses, e-guides, and templates could help you guys. Okay. I'm Z from Build the Business You Love, and I'll talk to you guys soon.